Hi Girls Planers! Today we're going to be talking about an expandable card game that's really cute and really fun. This is called Doomlings. Doomlings is a fun and cute game about the catastrophe at the end of the world and how are we going to deal with it. It's a game for 2 to 6 players and it takes between 20 and 45 minutes. It's really good for people who like strategy games, who just want something that's kind of strategy light. It's good for people who don't know how to play strategy games yet. It's good for younger people. I believe the age on this is 8 and up. So it's really appropriate for all ages and levels of gamers. Doomlings was nice enough to send me an awesome package with the game and a couple of expansions and packs in it. So I got to try it out for myself and tell you all how to play. Let's get into it. The object of the game is to get the most points by the end of the world, which you do by playing traits on your turn. There are no keywords to worry about. Each of the cards is going to tell you what to do on it, so it's really easy to just pick up, learn, and teach somebody on the fly. The person to the left of the dealer will start by flipping the Birth of Life card from the top of the age pile. This just sets up the game and gets everything going. They're going to take a turn, and then the play will continue clockwise. When you flip an age card, you perform all of the effects on it, starting with that first player. You then all take turns in player order, and then the first player is going to flip another age card and continue on like that. The first player designation is going to change when a catastrophe hits. When you flip that catastrophe card, the first player status automatically goes one person to the left, and then they will start performing all of the rest of the effects on the card. Let's talk about setup. First, you're going to want to separate all the regular age cards from the catastrophes. Then you want to deal the age cards into 3 piles of 3 cards each. You can set the rest aside. Get the catastrophes and put 1 on top of each age pile. Then you're going to shuffle those 3 little piles together. The goal is to get within those 4 cards, the catastrophe is somewhere in there, and you're going to stack those on top of each other. It's important that you don't shuffle again after you've done this, because what we're trying to do is like generally space out the catastrophes within the deck, but have it randomized so you don't know that it's every 3rd or 4th card. The Birth of Life pile is going to go right on top of that stack, and then you're going to put that pile of cards somewhere in the middle of the table where everyone can reach, perhaps on top of your community playmat. Each player will pick one of the gene pool markers that looks like this. They're all the same, they're just different colors, so pick your favorite color, and you're going to start with 5 facing towards you. You'll notice that you can flip them because your gene pool can go down to a sad number that is below 5. Just know that it's never going to go below 1 or above 8. It'll just stop at those things. This card represents how many cards you should hold in your hand at the end of your turn, and you can rotate it and flip it as that number changes. Shuffle all the traits well, and you can start the game. So what do you do on your turn? Play 1 card from your hand face up in front of you. This is going to be called your trait pile. It might be helpful to organize things by color, but you want to make sure you can always see the number and sometimes the ability of the card as they're laid down there. I like to organize mine like this, as the rulebook suggests. Some traits have ability text, and you're going to play this ability whenever it's applicable. For most of them, this is when you play them, but some of them can be played on someone else's turn if they have a certain symbol, like this. There are different symbols that mean that you play a certain card or ability at a different time. This one that looks kind of like an inverted Adobe is the one that says at the end of the game. If there's that little compass, it means that it's going to count different things and become a new point value. And then this one with the teardrop means bonuses at the end of the game if you meet certain conditions. And of course, the little wings with the exclamation point means you can play it interrupting someone else's turn. To end your turn, you stabilize, which means you make sure that the number of cards in your hand matches that number you see on your gene pool, which may be affected by cards and conditions throughout the game. So if you have too many cards, you get a discard. If you don't have enough, you get to draw. And if you have just the right amount, you don't have to do anything. It's important to note that if your gene pool amount changes in the middle of the turn, you don't draw or discard or anything right then. You're going to wait to do that until you stabilize at the end of your turn. Once all players have taken a turn and stabilized, the first player is going to flip a new age card to begin a new round. Catastrophe strikes! When you flip a catastrophe, immediately the first player roll is going to flip 1 player to the left, and then they're going to take over all of the first player duties. You perform the actions indicated on the catastrophe card in top to bottom order. So first, all of the gene pools will be affected at the same time and you make that change. All players are going to adjust their gene pools according to the card, and this happens before any other effects are taken. This change will last permanently. Sometimes it's an effect that just lasts until the end of the age or the end of the turn, but this gene pool change is one that's going to go throughout the game. Then you perform the catastrophic effect still before any turns are taken. This effect is one that's just going to last for this round. And then you get to ignore the world's end effect unless it is the end of the world. What if it's the end of the world? When the third catastrophe is flipped, the world ends immediately. Nada. No, el zilcho. No more playing, no more turns. Hopefully, you've got a couple end of the world effects so that you can still get some more points. First, you play the gene pool and catastrophic effects like usual. Then everyone is going to take a look at their cards on their trait pile, and if you have that little kind of inverted triangle symbol on the bottom, that means you have a world's end ability and you get to activate that now. And then it's time for the world's end effect. And this is what always gets me. I'm always so close to winning, and then it's like, lose half of your traits. Like, dude, what am I supposed to do that? Is this the end? Well, it is the end of the world, so I guess that's fair. But it's so frustrating, but it's really fun. Then you tally the score. But how do we tally the score? I got you. If the world's end effect gives or takes away points, do that first. In my experience, it's always taken away my points. Why? Then you tally the value of traits in your trait pile. The little compass symbol ones do count as 0, but you will have already counted those as their bonus points in a previous step. Then you're going to tally up any bonuses or modifiers in your trait pile, and this will be indicated by the little drop of life. It's kind of a teardrop with a swirly in it, so if you see that symbol, you might have some more points coming your way. Okay, it's time to talk about strategy, collecting, and my thoughts on the game. So, this is a game that you can play right out of the base box. There are expansions. It's kind of like a living game, but it's sort of got trading card collectible game elements, but there's not as much chasing for cards as there is in Magic, and it's not quite as deck buildy either. So you can play Doomlings by just buying the base game, but if the world isn't dire enough for you, there's expansions that have different traits, different ages, different catastrophes, all sorts of fun goodies. If you love ripping packs, you can also buy some mystery packs, and you don't know what's in them, but you're guaranteed to get one holo foil card along with your 14 mystery game cards. I quite like this game. I think that it's really nice and easy to learn because there are no keyword mechanics that you have to remember. Everything is just as it is on the card. I find myself always wanting to play this when I'm coming home from being out or after a long day at work, when I want something that's engaging and fun but not too taxing on my brain. I think it's really fun, and the flavor text makes me laugh. That has to be my favorite part of this game in the design space. It's also short enough that I can enjoy playing a couple rounds of it. Overall, I've had a great time playing Doomlings, and I'm sure that you will too, so if you want to check them out, go search up Doomlings. Maybe buy an expansion pack if you want to have some cute little jungle animals. That's it for this explanation. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what your favorite little flavor text is on a game card. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel and continue doing this for you guys. And I'll see you at the end of the world.